Hey, my name's Brynt. Welcome to your practice for the day. This is my first foray into putting yoga videos on YouTube, so I'm very grateful that you're joining in. I thought a great way to start would be to bring in this idea of radical self-love. There's this quote by author Bo Taplin that's something to the effect of, self-love is an ocean, and you are a vessel. Fill it. So maybe we could think of today's practice as an opportunity to fill our vessel, to cultivate this sense of compassion. And I can hear myself saying cultivate this sense of compassion because it doesn't always feel super available to everyone at all times, right? So I think part of this idea of radical self-love is to throw out this idea of it has to be 110% at all times to be radical and to be self-love. Let's let that be on the spectrum of sometimes I'm really there and sometimes not so much. And, you know, the beauty of that is that we get to ride the waves, right? You know, the other meaning of vessel is like a ship. So it's like we're sort of ships on the sea of self-love. With that being said, let's get started with some movement. Let's come onto our backs, head at the top of the mat. And just find a nice, restful position. Taking a moment to allow your body to soften into the support of the floor. And as you begin to sink the weight of your bones down into the mat, maybe you shift your awareness to your breath. This might be the first time you've even thought about your breath today, so just bring this sense of witnessing. And just taking a few breaths like that before we get started with any action at all. Just landing here. Claiming your spot. Take a full breath through the nose, inhale. Sigh it out through the mouth. Ooh, that felt good. Let's do a couple more. Inhale. Maybe you wag the head side to side, letting go of any tension in the back of the neck. Inhale. And now bringing your arms to cross over your chest, giving yourself a nice big hug. And maybe finding a little rock in the heel, sort of flexing and pointing the ankle joint so that your whole body is sort of rocking along the axis of the heels in the sacrum. And then letting that rock begin to have this sort of like gentle awakening quality to it. It's like we're vitalizing the energy here. And if you'd like to extend the arms overhead, give them a nice reach, that feels good. Full breath in, wide ribs. And then letting the arms come down by your hips and letting the rocking rest. Take a nice inhale. And as you exhale, draw your right knee to your chest. You might roll the ankle, point and flex the foot. Give your knee a big hug in. And then bring your right knee over to the left side of your mat for a nice supine twist. Maybe your right arm goes to the side, palm up in a T. Breathing through those right side ribs, giving space to the tissues. And then let's try this. Circle your right arm overhead Yeah, so imagine drawing a line in sand. And then you're gonna roll over toward your right knee, sort of coming into yourself, head toward knee. And then you're gonna retrace your steps. Inhale, opening up. And then as you return hips to the mat, knee to chest. Round the head toward the knee, coming into a little sit-up if you like. Cool. And then switch sides. Left knee in, roll the head back. Full breath here. Inhale, maybe a little twirl of the ankle, or not. You do you. Move like yourself. And then cross the left knee over. Nice big twist, a big yawn into the left side ribs. And as you exhale, maybe you begin to trace that left arm overhead, bringing your head toward your knee. Full breath here, inhale. And then open, bringing your left hip toward the mat. Pull that knee in, head to knee. And then switching, right knee in. Roll the head back. Right knee crosses, and we go a little faster. We rock up and over, head to knee. Return the same pathway. Good. Head in, pull the knee toward the face. Switch knees. Rock your head back and allow the left knee over to the right. Circle the left arm overhead. Good. Coming into yourself, and then you open. Big breath, inhale. Left knee to head. Whew, good. Now this is gonna be different. Right knee in, head back. Right knee to the left. You're gonna circle your right arm overhead, and this time you're gonna go a little further, allowing the right knee to widen to the side. The hips face the mat, the shoulders face the mat. On an inhale, you're gonna come into a little extension of the spine, lifting up. And then exhale, lower. Ripple the spine up, elbows hug toward the midline. And lower. And we go one more. Inhale, maybe a little higher. And exhale. Retrace your steps. Left shoulder finds the mat. Right arm circles overhead. Right knee to chest. Draw in and switch. Left knee in, head back. Left knee to the right side of the mat. Roll up and over. So that knee's gonna come off of the mat. Good. And then find two hips on the floor. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, massage the spine forward. Inhale, slightly higher. Find space in the vertebra. Inhale, wide back, tail reaches toward the back heel. Exhale, lower. Retrace, right shoulder finds the mat. Circle the left arm overhead. Left knee to chest. Good, and then draw two knees to your chest. Round your head, neck, and chest forward. Take a little rock along the length of the spine. And ultimately make your way to seated. Let's take some side bends here, maybe finding a rock of the pelvis here in Sukhasana. Sukhasana doesn't really work for you so much. You can always take blocks and place them under your seat. So let's take the arms wide, big breath out to the fingertips, and then exhale up and over toward your right side. Maybe the right hand behind the head, and you spiral the focus toward the sky. Breathing into those side ribs. And then coming all the way back up and over. Bending the elbow behind the head, lifting the focus toward the sun. Full breath. Okay, wide arms, big inhale. Exhale. Bow the head, bring that little sense of hug back. Awesome. Inhale, rise the arms, palms meet overhead. Exhale, hands slide down the midline. Inhale, open. Exhale, bow. Wrapping the arms. Inhale, palms meet overhead. Exhale, hands slide down to heart center. One more time like that. Big full breath, opening the pectorals. Exhale, round. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Okay, so we're gonna plant the right foot in front of the left shin. You're gonna wanna face the front of your mat if you're not already there. So we're gonna take a little variation on Stargazer, yeah? So you're gonna shift your weight forward into your shin, left hand grounds firmly behind you, rising up. Good, and then maybe that top forearm hangs down, maybe it finds the hand to the back of the head. Ooh, and a little buoyancy back and forth, finding space in your right oblique side body. And then coming up and over to lower the left side of the pelvis back down to the mat. Twice more, inhale. And then exhale, coming on down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. This is different. We inhale, rise. We circle the head toward the floor. Shift your weight forward, 2 hands find the mat. Walk yourself back to the center of the mat, ready for quadruped. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, cat-cow, round the spine. Inhale, looks toward the front of the mat. Exhale, puff up the back of your body, press hands and shins into the mat. Twice more, inhale, looks forward. Exhale, lengthen head to tail as you round. We get one more like that. Inhale. Exhale. And then finding a long spine, walk your hands out about 6 inches or so. Tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back towards down dog. Let's pedal out our dog, yeah? Doesn't have to be too stationary. You can always feel free to add any wiggles or movement that you feel like would really help you, move through any tension, move you towards landing. Good, and then once you feel pretty complete with that, let's lift the heels up and bend the knees and then reach your heart center towards the thighs. As you do that, spread the sits bones wide. On an inhale, lift your hips up towards the sky and your knees will straighten or move more towards straight. And exhale, lower the heels down. Big breath here. Inhale. On your next inhale, look forward, lift the heels. Exhale, walk to the front of the mat. Blocks are always a good option here if you have those handy. Inhale, we'll rise halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, get long. Exhale, return into yourself. Inhale, lengthen. And here one more time we bow. Bend the knees deeply. Plant the feet, roll through the spine, stacking to stand. Circle the arms to a big wide T. Exhale, bend the knees, bring that hug back. Good. Rise the arms overhead. Hands draw down to heart center. Inhale, open. Maybe you begin to crack the heart open as you arch the upper back. Round. Inhale, stack tall, palms meet overhead, and then slide the hands down the midline. Last one, inhale, exhale. Rise up, get tall, lengthen rib to hip, and this time, exhale, we fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, bend your knees, step your left foot back, knee finds the mat. Rise yourself up in Anjaneyasana. Inhale here. And an exhale will sink your pelvis. Give a little sense of the thigh bones drawing into the hip joints here. It's going to help you draw your right sits bone back and your left hip point forward. Good. Now from here, reach your left arm forward, right arm back. We're going to twist toward the right leg. Option here to bring your left hand outside of your right thigh. Nice long lengthening spine, inhale. Exhale, maybe you look back towards your back hand. Good. Rise two arms skyward as you recenter the shoulders, and an exhale bows you into a runner's lunge. Good, a little rock back and forth, finding that sense of buoyancy that we were working with earlier in Stargazer. And as you're ready, you're gonna bend your back knee, make a little pivot toward a wide leg stance. And then maybe you rock the knees, bending side to side, a little shift of the spine, going like full jellyfish with the spine, yeah? Think of it's like really fluidic. Nice. And then once that feels like it has some resolution in your upper hammies, you're gonna let your head drop toward the floor. Big breath in. Sigh it out. And if you like, you can stretch your knees, lifting your sits bones toward the sky. And then from there, you're gonna shift toward the back of the mat, coming into our runner's lunge, facing the back of the mat. Tuck your back knee, swivel your right shin to the left side of your mat, what's now your left side of the mat, and then you're gonna come on back. We get that whole thing second side. Inhale, rise up, Stargazer variation. Getting long, staying here for a moment to find that sense of rocking between hand support and shin support. Notice how it gets like different muscle fibers as you shift back and forth. And then you're gonna lower your pelvis down. Inhale, big rise. Maybe coming up onto the ball of the left foot. And exhale, lower. One more go like that. Inhale. And then lower. Remember, this next one's different. Inhale, we rise up. Awesome. Shift your weight forward, round the head. Wow, circling the spine. Two hands find the mat. Walking back to quadruped. This time, allow the chest to soften towards the mat. Elbows continue to soften as well. Press through the left hand to circle the heart center to the right, to the ceiling, to the left, and then back to the mat. Use this as an opportunity to move through any stuckness, any of that sort of like holding in the back body, those big muscles along the spine that hold us up throughout the day. Let's give those a little self-love, a little compassion there. A little I see you. And let's shift the other side. You can get as creative with this as you like. Anytime that you feel like you want to color outside of the lines, yeah, do it. And then letting that come to a sense of stillness. Walk your hands out about 6 inches, tuck your toes, lift the hips back. And here we are. We'll take 3 breaths in down dog. There's this Buddha quote that's, no one in the world, in the universe, is any more deserving of love and of support as you. How can we meet ourselves with that sense of, yeah, I deserve to care about myself. Hello. Inhale, lift the heels, look forward. Exhale, walk to the front of the mat. Inhale, half rise. Exhale, bow. A little faster. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. One more go. Inhale. And fold. Bend the knees, anchor the tail, roll. Inhale, open the arms wide. Exhale, give yourself a hug. Inhale, arms meet overhead. Hands heart center. Broad back, inhale. Exhale, hug it out. Inhale, rise. Exhale, slide the hands down. Last time, inhale. Exhale. Rise the arms up. And the hands slide down. We bow. Inhale, halfway up. Right knee reaches back to the mat. Rising up, Anjaneyasana. Let the pelvis sink. Pull the femur heads, the top of the thigh bones, into the hip joints. It's gonna square you up. On an exhale, right hand reaches forward, left hand reaches back. Right hand, outer left thigh. Exhale will deepen the twist. Maybe you sit more into the back of the left knee. Rise your arms up as you square the shoulders. Bow your hands, either side of the left foot, stretch the back leg. Let's find that buoyant runner's lunge. Awesome. And then put your weight into your left foot, back knee bends. We're gonna find that wide leg stance. Rocking side to side in Prasarita. Good. Letting the spine sway. And then ultimately, we're going to shift our weight into the right leg, square low lunge to the front of the mat. Step your right foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale, swipe the right heel skyward. Exhale, open the hips to the right. Right heel finds your right seat. Good. The more you bend your knee and lengthen your tailbone towards your right kneecap, the more stretch you'll get in the quad. Square the shoulders, square the hips. Scoop the knee to the nose, step the right foot forward. Lower your back knee. Rise your arms, inhale. This will look familiar. Left arm forward, right arm back. Left hand outer right thigh. Exhale, deepens the twist. Inhale, rise, two arms center. Let's externally rotate. That means roll your knee to the right side of your mat along with your toes. Then hands come to the inside of your right foot. You might want to walk that knee back if that feels like it gives you a little more space in the pelvis. You might want a little rock. You might want to figure 8 in the hips. It doesn't have to be static, but it can, whatever you choose. Maybe a little point of the toe in the back. Right hand, right thigh. Exhale, press your hand into your thigh and twist toward that right leg. Try to get some length in the spine as you twist, so you're putting space between the vertebrae, not just sort of grinding them, right? Get long. And then from there, maybe your right arm extends skyward. Breathe all the way into your right fingertips. Inhale. Exhale, square the shoulders, square the front foot, back toes tuck. Rise yourself up, crescent lunge. Sinking well here. Taking 3 breaths. Finding a little place marker of stillness inside the challenge. And then plant your left foot, warrior 2. Very nice. Stretch through your right leg. Pivot your right foot toward the left side of your mat. Big inhale in your T. Spread the chest. Exhale, bend knees, big hug. Inhale, arms meet overhead. Exhale, hands slide down. Inhale, open. Exhale, hug. Inhale, stretch the legs as you rise. Move 2 directions with the body. Hands slide down. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, rise. Now we exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, bow. Once more, inhale. Exhale, 3rd time's a charm. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, we bow. Good. Rock your shoulders, your spine side to side once more. Ooh, and then maybe we begin to bend the knees. Coming back from where we came. Shift into your right foot, low lunge at front of mat. Step yourself back, down dog. Swipe the left heel skyward. Open the hips to the left. Bring your left heel to your left seat. Good. Tailbone slides down the left hamstring. Awesome. Inhale, square it up. Scoop the knee to nose. Plant the left foot at the front of the mat. Lower the back knee. Rise yourself, Anjane. Nice. And I encourage you to get really curious. We don't have to really fit ourselves to the posture. Rather, how can the posture fit us? How can I encourage this sense of, what do I need? Right arm forward, left arm back. Cross your right hand, outer left thigh. And exhale, deepens your twist. And inhale, squares you up. Rotate the left knee and toes. Bow your hands inside of your left foot. Maybe a little figure eight of the pelvis. Whatever you choose to do, get long in your inner body toward the front of the mat and beyond. The more you drag that left sits bone back, the more of an outer glute and hip stretch you'll get. Right, plant the right hand, left hand into quad. Give a little reciprocal tension of the hand into the thigh back into the hand. It's gonna help you get long in the spine. Exhale, twist. Yeah, really imagine getting long behind your heart. Rise your left arm skyward. Breathe fully into those left fingertips. Awesome. Let's square it up. Tuck the back toes. Rise, crescent. And sinking well into the front foot. 3 breaths. Very nice. Grounding that back heel down, warrior 2. Nice little transition here. Sink. Awesome. Feel the support of the floor beneath you. What would it be like to do 10% less? What would that be? Pretty groovy, right? And then stretching through your left foot, pivot your left leg toward the right side of your mat, palms meet overhead. Slide the hands down. Big, wide T of the arms, breathing into the fingertips, and exhale, round you. Inhale, rise, palms meet. Exhale, bow. Get as fluid and movie with this as you like. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Inhale, up. Exhale, hands together. Inhale, open. Exhale, bow. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Wiggle the spine. Knees bend if you like. Good. And then letting that rest center. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Around the spine. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Bring those wiggles back. Bend as deeply as you like, maybe moving towards Skandasana if that's part of your practice. And then ultimately, squaring everything off to the front of the mat in a low lunge, plant the hands, step back, downward facing dog. Full breath here, inhale. Big sigh out. Lower your knees to the mat. Coming into child's pose, maybe nice wide stance with the knees, toes together. Gives the front of your body a place to rest. I know that's certainly more comfortable for me. Just taking a couple moments here to ground the forehead into the mat. Ground the tail toward the floor, maybe pushing the hands into the mat to get more length in the low back. And then walking your hands to meet your knees, coming back to your seated position. Let's bring your left hand to your heart and your right hand over that. Just tuning into whatever is happening for you, whatever sensation, emotion, thought, feeling, experience might be arising. And just dropping in the statement, I deserve love because, fill in the blank. For me, it's, I deserve love at the level of being. Just for being here. Just for showing up to the assignment called being a person. Filling up your vessel, inhale. Let it go. Bringing your hands to prayer. Bowing your head towards your hands, this beautiful gesture of joining your heart and your mind as one. Taking a moment to thank yourself for showing up for this practice. If there was not a kernel of self-love in there, you wouldn't have made the decision to practice today. Something in you has that spark of radical self-love, regardless of how full the vessel is. Allowing your eyes to float open. Thank you. Have a beautiful day. Thank you for joining me in practice today. If you enjoyed our work together today and would like to learn more about my offerings, head over to metta, M-E-T-T-A, mindbody.com, metamindbody.com. Also, I will be co-facilitating a retreat in Mendocino, California at a beautiful, newly renovated campsite with like glamorous cabins surrounded by 30 acres of redwoods in Mendocino, California, May 30 through June 3rd. Head over to singingheartretreats.com for more information about that. Hope to see you soon.